Welcome to the TxDOT Dallas District's public meeting for the 2021-2024 Rural Transportation Improvement Program, or Rural TIP. My name is Tamala Spellman, and I'm the District Advanced Transportation Planning Director. There are some additional TxDOT personnel with me this evening that I would like to introduce. From the Navarro County Area Office, we have Juan Paredes, the Area Engineer. From our District Planning Office, we have Chantrice Harris, Tammy Crawford, and Yalda Shafi. And finally, we have Melissa Meyer from our District Public Involvement Office. This evening, we will review the projects to be included in the upcoming 2021-2024 Rural TIP. Today, we will look at the counties in the Dallas District and all the roads that are under the district's care. We will also review the basics of the Rural TIP and why it is so important for you to be here with us today. We will explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified. Once you have an understanding of all of this, you will have the opportunity to review all the projects the Dallas District has included in the 2021-2024 program. We will also discuss funding by answering questions on where the money to pay for these projects comes from and how it gets distributed. Lastly, we will outline all the options you have to comment on these projects and their priority. Unfortunately, we will not be able to respond to verbal comments or questions today, as the meeting has been pre-recorded. However, you will have opportunities to make comments or ask questions through email or traditional mail if you choose to do so. Before we begin, we'd like to personally thank everyone for taking time from your busy schedules to be with us today. Typically, this meeting would be held in person in your local community, but due to the unique circumstances of the current COVID-19 situation, and our concern for the spread of this virus, we are conducting this meeting virtually rather than in person. This helps to ensure we are following current guidelines regarding social distancing, while also allowing members of the community to be involved or informed of projects coming to your local areas. So please remember to take precautionary measures to stop the spread. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, cover your cough or sneeze, and maintain 6 feet apart when in public spaces. Now, for a little background on the TxDOT Dallas District. The Dallas District includes all of the 7 counties shown in this map: Denton, Collin, Dallas, Rockwall, Kaufman, Ellis, and Navarro counties. This map shows the boundary of the North Central Texas Council of Governments, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We will discuss the role of the MPO, the role they play in the TIP process later in this presentation. The COG planning area boundary is shaded in pink. Projects identified within this area are included in the NCTCOG, or North Central Texas Council of Governments, Metropolitan Transportation Improvement Program, or Metro TIP. Projects outside of the COG's planning area are included in the district's Rural TIP. Of the 7 Dallas District counties outlined in red, only projects in Navarro County are included in the Dallas District's 2021-2024 Rural TIP. What is the Rural Transportation Improvement Program, or Rural TIP? The Rural TIP is a list of local projects to be funded in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means all projects included in the TIP are expected to be underway within 4 years following its approval. So, these are the changes you can expect to go to contract in the near future. The Rural TIP is multimodal, meaning it includes projects relating to highways, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects, as well as the preliminary studies used to define those projects. The rural tip is meant to show regional agreement on the need and priority of transportation projects, so all parties involved can be sure they are making the best investment for the community. It is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the regional long-range transportation plans to ensure that all agencies are working towards the same goal. The rural tip is a part of the statewide transportation improvement program. By federal law, no project can receive federal funding unless it is listed in the rural tip. Now that we've overviewed the basis of the rural tip, you might ask, why is this program important to me? Your participation in the development of the rural tip is important because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most immediate needs. By providing comments on the priority of the projects included, you are helping us identify regional priorities. Through your attendance this evening, you are having a regional impact. You are helping us be more effective with your money, and you are also ensuring that we are investing where we should. Metropolitan planning organizations, or MPOs, and local governments are responsible for selecting projects within their boundaries. TxDOT, through the district office, is responsible for selecting all projects relating to the state transportation system and other national roadways. This includes interstates and state and U.S. highways, but most importantly, this can also include the farm-to-market roads you use every day. The projects we will review today should respond to local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects should be advanced. Once projects have been defined, they are evaluated according to their scale and classified according to the funding they require, as well as their potential impact. Large projects are categorized as regionally significant projects and are included as standalone items. An example of a large project would be adding lanes along an existing road or building a new road. To simplify this budgeting and planning process, smaller projects are lumped together into 11 separate subcategories, which are referred to as grouped projects. Grouped projects include things like landscaping, safety lighting, traffic signals, bridge replacements, new bicycle and pedestrian facilities, and minor preventative maintenance projects such as seal coats and overlays. This grouping practice facilitates the federal funding of smaller projects. An example of a smaller project that would be grouped is resurfacing the pavement along an FM road. This map shows all of the projects included in the 2021-2024 rural tip for Navarro County. This project map is available for review on the meeting website. The brown lines identify projects to be implemented in fiscal year 2021, and the light blue lines represent projects to be implemented in fiscal year 2022. The tan lines and dots represent projects for fiscal year 2023, and finally the dark blue lines and dots identify projects for fiscal year 2024. The number on the map corresponds to the project lists on the next few slides. We will review each of these projects in detail. This table shows the details for the projects listed in the 2021-2024 rural tip, which were highlighted on the previous map. This project list is also available for review on the meeting website. We have grouped projects by interstates, state highways, FM roads, and county roads. Along Interstate 45, we have 4 projects. From north of FM 246 to FM 1394, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. From Chambers Creek to the Ellis County line, we will be reconstructing the pavement, adding shoulders and rumble strips, and widening structures on the northbound and southbound frontage roads. And from State Highway 114 to north of Business 287 on Interstate 45, we will be repairing the concrete. And additionally, on Interstate 45 from the Freestone County line to State Highway 14, we will be reconstructing the pavement, adding shoulders and rumble strips, and widening the structures on the northbound and southbound frontage roads. On State Highway 22, we will be overlaying the pavement, texturizing the shoulders, and adding safety end treatments. On State Highway 31, we have 3 projects. From FM 55 to west of FM 2555, we will be repairing and overlaying the pavement and adding pavement markings. We will also replace the bridge and approaches eastbound at Hughes Branch, and additionally, we will be repairing or replacing the bridge and approaches westbound at Melton Branch. We have 1 project on State Highway 75 from the Freestone County line to a few less than a mile north of FM 246, where we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. On State Spur 294 from US 287 to the end of maintenance, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 55 from State Highway 22 to the Ellis County line, we will also be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 246 from the Freestone County line to FM 75, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. And on FM 636 from FM 1129 to State Highway 31, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 636 at Willow Creek, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. On FM 637 at Cedar Creek, south of FM 2859, we will also be replacing the bridge and approaches. On FM 638, from Limestone County line to FM 709, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. On FM 639, from the end of maintenance to FM 55, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 709, from FM 638 to FM 1838, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. We have 4 projects on FM 744. So the first project from FM 55 to FM 1126 West, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. Additionally, from FM 1126 East to State Highway 22, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. And then on FM 744 at Strain Branch Creek, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. And then on FM 744 at Richland Creek Relief, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. On FM 1393 from State Highway 31 to State Highway 309, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. On FM 1603 from Interstate 45 to FM 1129, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. And we have 3 projects on FM 3041. So the first section of roadway from Interstate 45 to FM 1129, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. Additionally, on a section of FM 3041 from 1129 to the end of maintenance, we will be milling and overlaying the pavement. And on FM 3041 from Chambers Creek to FM 1129, we will be reconstructing the existing pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 3096 from State Highway 309 to State Highway 31, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding shoulders. adding pavement markings, On FM 3243, from the end of maintenance to US 287, we will be reconstructing the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 3383, from FM 1126 to the end of maintenance, we will be seal coating the pavement and adding pavement markings. We have a few county roads where we will be doing some improvements. So on County Road Northwest 1410 at Mill Creek, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. And then on County Road Northwest 2250 at Rush Creek Tributary, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. On County Road Southwest 2305 at Pin Oak Creek, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. And on County Road Southwest 3110 at Rush Creek, we will be replacing the bridge and approaches. And then we have a couple of restriping projects associated with our seal coats that will be at various locations. And that concludes the project list of the projects in the 2021-2024 Rural TIP. This map identifies additional planning projects for Navarro County. These projects will not be included in the 2021-2024 Rural TIP at this time. When funding is identified and the project design plans have been completed, these projects will be included in a future program. This map, as well as the project details list on the next slide, are also available on the meeting website for review. We have two projects on Interstate 45 from north of Business 287 to the Ellis County line, where we will be planning to repair the pavement. And then from Freestone County line to State Highway 14 on Interstate 45, we are also planning to repair the pavement. On US 287 from Interstate 45 to County Road Southeast 2040, we are planning to widen the existing lane from 2 to 4 lanes. We are looking at the feasibility of this widening project currently. On FM 739 from US 287 to the Interstate 45 frontage road, we are planning to reconstruct the pavement and adding shoulders. On FM 2555 from FM 709 to West Park Road in Corsicana, we are planning to reconstruct the pavement and add shoulders. And lastly, on FM 2930 from FM 55 East to FM 1126 North, we are planning to reconstruct the pavement and adding shoulders. Again, I'd like to reiterate that these projects are provided for informational purposes only and are not included in the 2021-2024 program. The Rural TIP functions as a budget list for the district. As such, it is fiscally constrained. Like the budget of a household, the Rural TIP has to be realistic about the amount of funding available to cover all the needs. Frequently, we identify more improvement needs than we have money to implement. This is where prioritizing becomes necessary. So far, we have discussed the list of proposed improvements to be included in the 2021-2024 Rural TIP program. But where is the money coming from? Funds for transportation improvements come from three main sources. The first source of funds is the federal government. Through the establishment of the Fixing America's Surface Transportation Act, or the FAST Act, the federal government allocates these funds to projects through a process established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administrations. The second source of funds comes from TxDOT. Similar to the federal government, TxDOT also allocates a section of our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. And the final source of funds comes from the local governments. Once the need has been identified and the source of funds have been defined, The rural tip helps local governments assess the funding requirements to match those of the federal and state government and their capacity to meet them. After reviewing the projects in the rural tip, you might ask, what's next? The timeline above illustrates the rural tip process and where we are right now. Once your comments have been collected and considered, the district will provide TxDOT with a revised rural tip for approval and integration into the statewide document. The statewide Transportation Improvement Program consists of the rural tips of all of the 25 TxDOT districts in the state, as well as the metro tips from all of the MPOs. The timeline above shows where the rural tip process fits into this larger effort. Once the STIP is approved by the federal government, everyone's projects are funded and become one step closer to getting constructed. Now that you are familiar with the 2021-2024 rural tip, we would like to hear from you. Please let us know what you think. You can submit your comments through the link on the meeting website at www.keepitmovingdallas/RTIP, or you can make a comment through traditional mail. You can also email your comments to the address provided. Comments must be postmarked or otherwise received by Monday, June 15, 2020. So please be sure to send your comments before this date. This presentation and additional meeting materials are available online and will remain available until 11:59 p.m. Monday, June 15th. Thank you for your time today.